two big investigative journalism projects here led to this. One by the Los Angeles Times, another by Inside Climate News, and that's at the center of your piece, sort of what they found. Just lay out there what these two organizations discovered.
Sure. So they discovered that as early as the 1970s, scientists inside Exxon were doing a lot of research into the effects of carbon dioxide on the climate, on man-made burning of fossil fuels, and the risks that that posed to the business that they laid out to company executives. And the question is whether the public message that Exxon put out there to investors constituted fraud, whether they misrepresented what they knew internally.
And what will the conclusions show, do you think?
Well, that is really the ultimate question. It's going to be very difficult to prove. I think, as most legal scholars will tell you, that some sort of securities fraud took place. The point of the spear here is the New York Attorney General, Eric Schneiderman. He has at his disposal, though, a quite potent securities fraud tool called the Martin Act, which allows him to look at whether these companies were able to basically defraud investors, and it does not necessarily require him to prove that they did so consciously.
Now, what your piece outlined so masterfully is how ExxonMobil responded to these allegations. They seemed caught off guard. Talk a bit about the lobbying blitz that followed and sort of what they've done since, and maybe how they've responded to some of the charges from these states' attorneys general. Sure.
They were very reactive, even by their own admission, to this. They initially tried to poke holes in the journalism, saying that it constituted a conflict of interest, that they had a lot of financial backing by environmental groups. But a lot of those claims by Exxon don't really hold water. They then went to D.C. and tried to lobby Congress to push against this. They were successful, it seems, in getting the House Science Committee to push on subpoenaing the Attorney General in New York, Schneiderman, and on whether they were able to constitute fraud here.